Hey guys, how you doing? Ron Raymond here from the Ron Raymond Sports Betting Podcast. It is Friday, May 26th. Hope you're having yourself a good start to your friendly Fridays. As always, don't forget, subscribe to our channel by tapping that notification bell in the top right-hand corner or hit the subscribe button below this video if you're using a mobile device. Today's podcast is brought to you by bullpenpicks.com. Come and follow the top baseball pickers each and every day right here at bullpenpicks.com. Let's take a look at our top score for today, Friday, May 26th. It is Scott Christensen at on time 34, 854 points. Ron Raymond, yours truly, 814. And Art 55's at 764. And folks, the best part about this website, you can follow their picks for absolutely 100% free. All you got to do is go say to the most followed, look for Ron Raymond. Went 8-2 yesterday with my selections. Follow my picks, go to your following page, and you can see all the best pickers each and every day at bullpenpicks.com. Put in their selection, and hopefully it gives you a good confidence in your selections for that day, and knowing that you're following some of the top baseball pickers, right? Also, ATS Stats got a new logo. What do you guys think of the new logo? Not bad. And if you like the Raymond Report, why not try the Raymond Report Lite version for free? All you got to do is go to the website, atsstats.com, go to matchups right here, and then in the pull-down menu, you can go to the game of your choice. And right here, you can see right from the bottom, you can get all the Raymond Report. And the good things is some of the best stats and trends are at the bottom. And all you got to do is go to atsstats.com, get it for free. All right, let's get to your games today. We're going to kick it off in Chicago at Wrigley. Let's see what the wind's doing today at Wrigley. It's been howling the last couple days at Wrigley. And today it's an afternoon start and somewhat back to normal. 57 degrees is first pitch, 11 miles an hour going in. So maybe the total's a little bit low. Yeah, 6.5. So we do know the total's coming in today at Wrigley. Hunter Green up against Justin Steele. Should be a good matchup. Now looking at both these teams, look at the over for the Cubbies in the last 2 weeks. 11-3-1 last 15 games. They're 5-10. And the thing about the Cubs, they haven't played a team with a 60% higher win percentage the last 2 weeks. But neither is Cincinnati. Cincinnati 6-9 against the B and C type teams. I'm going to go with the man of steel, and that's Justin Steele, 65%. Hey, the series of the weekend will be played at Tropicana Field between the Tampa Bay Rays and the Los Angeles Dodgers. Now, looking at this game here between the Dodgers and the Rays, LA 10-5 the last 2 weeks, 8-7-0 to the over. And you know what? The A, B, and C type teams in the Raymond Report, A type teams are teams with a 60 or higher win percentage. B type teams 50 to 59.9, and the C type teams below 500. LA has played 3 A type teams, 5 B type teams, and 7 C type teams in the last 15. They're 10-5 in that record. And you know what? Tampa Bay 13 games against average Joes, right? The average teams, the B type teams, and they are 8-7, but 12-3 to the over. I think the over is where you might cash that ticket today, but I'm going to go with the Dodgers here. I'm going to go with the hotter hand, and I'm going to go with Thor, Noah Syndergaard at 60%. Yeah, I really like those guys today. All right, the team that crushed my 17 parlay yesterday. Once in a while, I like to do some parlays. I won 6 of the 7, and sure enough, what do I always say on this podcast, right? C-type teams are like an old high school sweetheart. They're going to break your heart. Well, they broke my heart last night. Lance Lynn is going up against Joey Wentz today for the Tigers. And looking at the Chicago White Sox, they and the Detroit Tigers winning yesterday 7-2. We pushed on the under in that game last night. But looking at their strength of schedule, the strength of schedule is very important, right? A team could be like 11-4 in the last 15, but who's they played, right? If they played C-type teams, well, 11-4 really means nothing. But 8-7, and they played 3 games against the Bees and 12 against C-type teams. So Chicago White Sox 8-7, beating the Beatables, and for Detroit 8-7 last 10, 7-7-1. 3-11-1 to the under for the Chicago White Sox. You know what? I'm going to go with Lance Romance here, and I'm going to take the White Sox. Hey, glutton for punishment. I'm going right back to the well, but I don't think I'll put them in a parlay today if I do a parlay. New York Yankees taking on the San Diego Padres. Yankees just happy Baltimore's out of town. And looking at the lineup today, you got the Yankees. They're an underdog in this one. Joe Musgrove is going to be favored by minus 126, 125, depending where you're shopping around. But San Diego struggling. 5-10 in their last 15. The Yankees 10-5, and the Yankees have been playing a balanced strength of schedule. So I'm going to go with the Bronx Bombers here today, and give me New York at 55%. Texas against Baltimore, another great series game this weekend in Camden Yards, at Camden Yards. And looking at the alignment, you can see that the John Gray is going up against Grayson Rodriguez of the Baltimore Orioles. Now, Texas, A-type team this year. They're 15-10 on the road this year, but they haven't played a lot of A-type teams. In fact, they've only played three times, and Baltimore has played 13 games against teams with above 60% higher. They're 11-4 last 15, and they haven't played a C-type team in 2 weeks. So, you know what? I'm going right back to the well here. The hottest team in baseball, along with I don't know if Arizona, I would say, is the hottest team in baseball, but Baltimore is one of the hottest teams in baseball, those A-type teams. And I'm going to go Baltimore today at 59%. St. Louis against Shane Bieber and the Cleveland Guardians. Now, the Guardians, interesting numbers when I was looking at the just the facts, man. And they haven't played a team with a 60 or higher win percentage the last 2 weeks. 6-9 against the B's and the C's. Well, 6 games against the B's, 9 against the C's. 5-10 straight up in those 2 weeks, so not having a good run. St. Louis won a nice game yesterday in Cincinnati. I believe 2-1 was the final of that one, and they are now 10-5, and they're pretty balanced of the strength of schedule. So I'm going to go with the hotter hand here. I'm going to go to Matthew Liberatore against the Beebs. I know, we're going against the Beebs, and but you know what? Give me St. Louis plus 1.5. Philadelphia taking on the Atlanta Braves. We had the over last night in that game. Nice cash ticket right there. And let me get to this one. So Philadelphia, you can see on the road, not a really good road record. 9-17 on the year. Atlanta, even though Atlanta's having a really good season, only 14-12, 2 games above 500 at home. And looking at both these teams, they're both 7-8 in their last 15, 9-6-0 to the over for Atlanta. And but I'm going to go Atlanta. Philadelphia is just not the same right now. Philadelphia, Atlanta. I'm going to go with Atlanta. Kansas City, Washington. This can go either way. I'm going to go Washington, 57%. San Francisco, Milwaukee. You know what? I really was leaning both ways on this game. You know, when you handicap a game, it's like you can make a case. I always say it's like a court case, right? You can make a case for each client. But you know what? I'm going to go with Milwaukee. I'm going to go with the home team here. And the reason why, they're 15-10 at home. They're in a neutral phase. They got beaten last night. So neutral says, they win one, lose one. They're 3-4, 4-3 in the last 7. Give me Milwaukee in this one here. So I'm going to go with Freddie Peralta at 57%. Toronto taking on the Minnesota Twins. Hey, Toronto's struggling, but you know what? Look at Toronto's strength of schedule. They've only played one team with a losing record the last 2 weeks, so that's why they're 5-10 last 2. And Minnesota has yet to play a team with a 60 or higher win percentage in the last 2 weeks, and only 2-4 this year. But they're 6-8 against those B-type teams. I'm going Toronto. I think Kevin Gossman is the call right here. 57%. Give me the Jays. New York Mets taking on the Colorado Rockies. Nice win last night for the Rockies. In fact, what a crazy game. It was 2-2 or 2-1 in the top of the 8th or bottom of the 8th. If you had the under, you're like, crap, the over. I had the over in that game yesterday, and they scored 9 runs in the 8th and 9th inning and extra innings. So, yeah, we'll take those wins at Coors anytime we get them to the over. But, yeah, that was just it's Coors Field. What can I say? New York Mets taking on the Colorado Rockies. I'm going to go here with Colorado. Get that Geico insurance, too. I'm going to go with Connor Seabolt over Mad Max. Pittsburgh, LA, I'm going to go the Halos at 57%. Arizona, Boston, really good series here. I'm going to go with Brandon Pfaff. I know his ERA is really bad, but and Chris Sale. I think there'll be an overvalued situation here on the Boston Red Sox. In fact, minus 145, and you're playing against a team. Remember I said Arizona, nobody believes in them except for themselves. I do. I believe in Arizona. 56%. This one's not even worth talking about. Houston over Oakland. And this one here, I'm going to go with George Kirby against Mitch Keller. I think the under, what's the over-under? 7, 8 touchdown. I like the under much better than this one. Save those picks, and there you have it. Those are my selections. And if you want to follow my picks, I'm hitting 56% over the last 100 releases. In fact, I'm 6-1 with a percentage of 63 or higher. So I don't know if I got any 63% higher picks today. Let me see here. Do I have any 63? Yeah, the Cubbies. I do like the Cubbies, so there's probably my gold play of the day. All right, there you have it. Enjoy the weekend, and enjoy a safe Memorial weekend for our friends down south. And we'll see you back here on another edition of the Raymond Report. Cheers.